What we try and do is obviously coffee it's also quite a subjective thing. You don't want to be telling anyone this is wrong, you didn't taste that, or if someone says the coffee tastes bad or tastes burnt, or you don't want to just say you're wrong. We want to be able to tell them, well, let's look at the roast, let's look at what we've done. Have we done it differently? Is it different to the last batch? And actually have some objective measure. Well, the process we've taken it through, there's no way it should be burnt. From there you go, well, if you're tasting burntness, then it's more in the, but at least we've done what we can to show, well, we've roasted it correctly, it's within our parameters, we've sort of hit all the right temperatures at the right times. And so what we do is I just record it by using Excel, and we just plot a graph of the temperature the coffee's dropped at, so for the first for about a minute and a half, it'll lose temperature, and then as the drum heats up the beans and they eventually reach an equilibrium, that's kind of the turning point where the beans from then start warming up, and you'll see the sort of ambient temperature of the drum change, and it goes up to first crack, which has to happen at a certain time, and then there's a gap between first crack and second crack. So there's all these objective markers that you can talk about to at least communicate, look, we did what we were supposed to do. From then on, the chances are the way you brewed it, but you never want to dismiss a customer's concerns, and we also want to be able to learn from our own roast. So what we try and do at every step of the way is we recorded every single roast we've ever done. We record, as I say, all the sort of turning points and markers, and it just gives us an idea, and it teaches us to know each of our own coffees better. So just drop that in there. So obviously drop it down there in this little window, you can see everything it should behave, but we just want to know that we're roasting according to our own decisions, our own protocols. So
it's just a trial and error thing?
Yeah, there's some things we've definitely been taught, that we've tried and seen, yes, that was good advice. So we're looking at, we tip anything between 65 and 75. So coming at about 145, you'll see at 68.3, it should start going up around about now. So on this particular roast, let's see. So at 153, 68.4. So it's kind of, so now the beans are, there's almost no heat being added. It's only the heat that we heated the drum to. At 2, I want to add a little bit of gas just to send it on its way, give it a bit of momentum as it starts to climb the hill. So when the beans are green, the outside is it's fleshy, it's susceptible to burning or scorching. So if you drop a bean to a very high temperature, the hot drum will singe the outside of the bean immediately. So we're obviously trying to avoid that. That's why we keep the temperatures in a moderate range. So what happens is, as the moisture is removed from the bean, it will go from green to like a sandy, peanutty color. And then as it gets closer to first crack, you'll begin to see the bean go from sandy color to brown, and that's caramelization of the sugars actually taking place. So you want to see the change of the color. It's kind of started to go kind of peanut color. There's still a little bit of green there. So getting pretty close. I'm not going to take this to second crack. I'm going to drop it out a little bit before, just to preserve some sweetness, some fruit, a little bit of acidity. So I'm going to cut the heat now. We're pretty close to the end, so I'll just cut the heat, and I want all the air to go through the cooling bin now, just so that it can cool the coffee as quickly as possible when it comes out. There we go. And that's pretty much a coffee roast.